It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Steve.
I don't want to brag, but I'm going to because I want to. One account. $27.92 in interest last year.
Listen here,
That's
big,
right. That's
listen,
right.
Big spender. Take it easy. Bleep it. Please bleep that.
No, big saver, you mean. Big saver. I apologize for alienating 99.9% of you deadbeats that are listening.
And Kyle.
Well, I'm going to swap out the bucket seats for a bench seat, obviously, so I
Okay.
can fit the whole family in
So
there.
we're already adding money to this already investment to do different
Oh, you can get a
things.
bench seat at the junkyard for $50.
Good. Well, you get to sit on only the best for your family then.
Man, oh man.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Terrible, terrible family and financial planning from our very own Steve.
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
Big day. Big day here in the Decision Den.
Boy, I don't know why this all feels... We had daylight saving time.
Mm-hmm.
You were traveling.
Yeah.
We're doing this
Just
on
got
a
back.
Sunday compared to a Saturday.
Uh-huh.
We've been busy down in the at the Decision Den and the Planning Pagoda.
I forgot about the Planning Pagoda. Was it the Pagoda or the Pergola? Planning
I
Pergola.
thought it was the Pagoda.
Okay.
But yes, Steve, we have been hard at work devising the 2023 Poll Badness Bracket of Champions.
Great.
And it is here.
Oh, boy. Can't wait to... I know that you spent quite a few hours
Every year.
doing the seedings. Because we usually divide and conquer on this. I'll then spend a couple of hours going through and taking screenshots and making unnecessary graphics.
Yeah. Unnecessary only because there isn't a... One, for some reason, we're still banned from polls on
on
Facebook.
Yeah.
And two, we can't use photographs with polls on Twitter. So the only way, if you're new to the podcast, if you're wondering what the heck we're talking about, every year, well, for the last 3 years. Before that, though, we had taken the best Steve, and I guess in some instances Kyle, throat noises that had happened throughout the year.
But mostly me.
Mostly,
I would say
it was a heavy Steve bracket.
Of the 64, I mean, 61 of them probably were me.
Yeah.
And every now and then you'd get a little burp.
Yeah. That
And
level
we
of work.
seated them against each other.
Yeah. And when we did that, I would be the one typically throughout the week pulling all of those throat noises when they would happen.
Yeah, going back, listening to the shows, finding the moments, grabbing that audio, isolating it, boosting it in some cases so you could hear the gremlins that were from within.
I'm now thinking back to that, the first or maybe the second or only time we did that, pulling 64 of those, renaming them, boosting them, isolating them, making a bracket of them, playing them every week. I have no earthly idea how I did that without both of us pulling our hair out.
But how did we have so much time?
Oh my God, it feels like an eternity ago. Where if I said, hey, Katie, I need, 6 hours because I need to go pull throat belches and
See you
edit
later.
them.
Deal with that kid on your own.
So we have since pared that down. And it is now our best of the best in terms of our polls. And if you're wondering what we're talking about, at Steve and Kyle on Twitter, every week we post polls as we record. It's kind of the a little fun, unique way we do this to where the polls are going to go live while we're recording. So you have no idea the context about them. So we have pulled the best 32. First year we did this, I pulled the best 64. And that was an egregious error.
Okay, so we are committed to only doing 32 of these.
The Throaty 2 is the
Throaty 2.
The first round of this in the 2023 Poll Badness Tournament. I'm looking at the two incredible trophies from the first two champions, Steve. 2021, were the Apostles known for chiseling the word boobs into rocks? That was a chalk pick. The number one seed in the religion division was the champion in our inaugural year 2021. Last year, the champion is Annette's Etsy shop, just her slamming airplane-sized booze bottles to get away from Steve. That was a number 3 seed, making some upsets in the patently absurd division. So we will get to those matchups here later on in this episode. They will all the polls, all the voting will be done on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Steve and Kyle.
Yeah.
Steve, you mentioned the graphics. I think we have a template, so it's more of a go cut,
paste, merge them together, export them as a whatever,
post, all this stuff. They will be coming out.
I mean, good thing we have all those interns.
The whole staff is on call this week specifically for the Poll Badness tournament.
I think that's Gloria's job this year.
Oh, great. We really need to make some changes. Mm-hmm. Not, misogynistic or anything. Just, Gloria's,
a woman.
And we all know how that goes. So,
hey, Toby.
Those polls will be posted throughout the day. What do we say? If you're
probably the day, the day that this podcast comes out, they'll probably be posted within a half hour or an hour of this podcast coming out.
Fantastic. Stay tuned for those. And again, we'll go through those matchups one by one. Mm-hmm. The bracket is posted on all of our social medias. If you'd like to print those out, bring some to work.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Print out multiple copies of them. Hand them out. Just walk around to the cubicles and be like, hey, you in doing a bracket this year?
Yeah. Maybe start a work pool for way too much money.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Super invested.
I mean, since it's all our material, we get 60%, obviously.
60-40 our way.
Shave that right off the top. We get 60% of all entry fees. And then another 60% of the final purse. I know it sounds like double dipping, but it is.
But did you hear how much work we put into it? I mean, there's a couple hours of computer work for both of us.
I had to cut and paste.
Yeah, honestly. I think that's not something
not easy.
Simple.
Not easy at all.
So we do have a lot to get to today before we even get to these matchups. Steve, did we want to open with, I have just a multitude of questions about the family vacation you just came back from.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever you want to do. I'm a little tired. Last couple of days have been hectic, so we can take this in whatever direction you want to go in.
Or do we want to get the most important part of our day out of the way?
I think I know what you're referring to there. Are you referring to those couple of things that are
and let's launch
on the end of the counter?
In early viewer mail time.
Hey folks, viewer mail time again. Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14. Dear Pig.
We got 3 different things here.
3 things of mail. Trust me, it won't take us that long. This first one is from, as always, Steve, on time, our friends, the Bill Payment Processing Center.
Oh, Sioux Falls,
South Dakota. Again, if you're driving through, if you're a long-haul truck driver, or if you're just on vacation, stop through, give them a wave. Say the Steve and Kyle podcast, send their regards.
Yeah, pull in.
And not like Mafia send their regards. I don't want that to be misconstrued.
No. Don't give them a fish or a horse head or anything.
I just rewatched The Godfather last week, so that's kind of fresh. I don't want anybody to think, go intimidate these fine folks at the Bill Payment Processing Center in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
They do fine work there.
From our friend Billy Stacks. Steve, let's add it to the coffers. $6.50 headed our way.
All righty. Thank you very much, Billy.
Billy Stacks coming through. We appreciate one of our listeners keeping up with the consistency of their required, expected monthly donations.
Look, inflation's killing us too.
That's right.
We get it.
We're just asking for help in this time of need. I have another envelope, a legal size envelope, Steve, and I got to tell you, if there's one thing that I'm a sucker for, it's the labeling with all caps.
Oh yeah, but the lowercase capital, the first letter capitalized, obviously, but larger. So say the first letter of Steve would be a 22 size font, but then the remainder would all be capital letters, but in maybe a 16 or an 18.
It's an absolutely lovely look. So thank you.
Underutilized, in my opinion.
It really is.
Maybe put that on the poll. Is the
all caps font?
Is the lowercase caps underutilized?
This is from our friend, I can only guess, it's Matthew Craig, Pennsylvania, with a very, very nice Purple Heart stamp, forever
stamp. Very nice stamp. Very nice.
Commemorating all of those fallen end of the driveway warriors, I believe.
I don't know if that's what that's for, but whoa, somebody been Somebody's been practicing with the
ears over there.
Somebody's been practicing with the letter opener. That was your best work yet.
That's what we do. I've got time on my hands.
Should we?
And I've been letter opening.
Do we just end it now? Do we end the? I mean, like the entire thing.
Looks like there's a letter as well as Steve. Some new additions.
Oh boy, I like that.
Boy, Dayton. I got to tell you, I am in love with everything about this. Look at the handwriting.
That's nice.
And it's the similar. It's the capital letters. Hello, Steve and Kyle, and podcast dog Toby.
Hey, Tobes, look at that.
It's almost Dude Dad Summer. Please add these to your sticker wall.
Dude Dad Summer.
All the best with your racehorse venture, Matt Craig.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we need an update on that. But here, let me look at... I'm not familiar with Dude Dad Summer, but I like what I see. It's a little sticker, a little round sticker that says Dude Dad. It looks like it has a sweet BMX bike with some lightning bolts coming out the back of it.
Boy, that does. Maybe is Dude Dad something we should know?
Maybe. Perhaps we need to be familiar with Hot Dad Summer too. Also,
wow!
Look at that riding mower with like graphics on it, and Dude Dad create the adventure. Oh, look at this! There's camping, skateboarding, big wheels, biking, skiing, building sandcastles, surfing. I love it.
It looks like this guy is a content creator. He has a YouTube channel,
All
Dude Dad.
Well, pardon me. I'm just going to go over and
find nice spots for those.
Do what you got to do.
Oop. Dude Dad is a Colorado-based video creator, and with the help of his wife and two best friends, Burke and DJ, he makes sketches, DIY, and vlog videos about family life. He also stars in Magnolia Network's Super Dad.
Whoa!
Helps other dads make their kids' backyard dreams a reality. Well, Steve could use some help with that. Again, that looks like the swing set is sinking. That last check out there.
Looks fine.
It's poor Evelyn's going to have to be, again, one leg kicked out so that she doesn't rub against the frame as she swings on this swing set. So thank you very much, Matthew Craig. And again, the sticker wall is always expanding. Maybe this week we'll actually post a picture of the updated sticker wall. The address to send those, right in the show notes of this podcast, or you can DM us if you're too lazy to look at that, and we can send you that address to fill this thing up. I think we talked about this is the year we'd like to max out the sticker wall or get it close to or fill it out a little bit more. So our thank you to Matthew Craig. Lovely additions.
Yeah, they're very nice. Very nice.
Pops of color there.
Those are high quality stickers too.
Are they?
They're they're a little bit thicker, but they have the matte finish to them. So they're not super glossy, which is nice. I like that. I like that look for a sticker.
Boy, those look really nice. Now, Steve, you've got the final package over there.
This is sent to Steve and Kyle podcast. Mitch, is it Mankiewicz?
I would go with Mankiewicz. That's my guess. Yes.
Okay, because every time I see it, I want to say Mankiewicz. Probably not correct, but all right. Let's see. I don't think that the letter opener is going to work on this because it's like a plastic.
Right.
You know, I'm not even going to try. I think I'm going to break the letter opener if I do it that way. So. This looks like a little garbage bag that's sent in.
I got to tell you, there's nothing that would suit this podcast better than literal garbage being mailed to us at their expense.
Okay. What is this? Do you want to kind of go through that?
It looks like it's a shipping label.
It looks like a shipping label, but it looks like a long letter on it, too.
Yeah, this looks like it's just return instructions from the actual company if you wanted to return.
Okay,
it looks
so
like
there's
it is
not
ordered from Amazon directly. That's the user.
Gotcha. So there's not a personal message on there that we're missing.
Nope, not that I can see. It is a Colorado small business that was utilized, and I'm not going to give the name out until I decide if I'm going to make fun of it or not. Oh, that is
there we go.
Gorgeous.
That is a beautiful, beautiful sticker from America's oldest brewery.
Look at that Yingling Brewery, the classic Yingling Eagle right there. Love seeing this. This is a fine, high-quality edition.
I wasn't prepared to get up for a second time.
Right, yeah. It turns out maybe we should open all of our mail before sending you over to the sticker wall, Steve.
This is nice, too.
That's a weighty sticker to it, yeah. Now, this is a beautiful Yingling Eagle. This is a lovely edition, one of my favorite beers, Steve, from your home state, Pennsylvania.
Having some trouble here.
Yeah, might have a split in the back there.
Yeah, but they put a
sticker not great.
The split.
Not great. That's why, again, I did not give out the company's name just in case we wanted to take a few pot shots. Also, they're on Amazon. They're doing fine. So, and they're very clearly stealing a company's logo to make their own stickers and resell. Lovely spot for those, Steve. Absolutely.
That looks nice too. That filled in a little void between the two Dude Dad. Was it Dude Dad? Yeah, Dude Dad stickers. Whew. Our
thanks to everybody who contributed this week. And to all of those of you who have forgotten or not contributed this week, to hell with you.
Yeah.
Missing a little light in the coffers this month.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we're in the red once again.
Cannot believe it. Steve, you did the family vacation.
I did.
You went and visited your father, Hobie,
yep.
down in, what area of Florida is he in?
He is in Sorrento, so just outside, about 20 minutes from Orlando. 25 minutes.
Okay. And he's been down there for a long time. And
yeah.
I would argue you don't, obviously it's a lot more difficult with family and as you get older and work. Mm-hmm. So you're probably not able to get down there as often as you may want to, right?
No, for a long time I would go down there every January for the to run the marathon at Disney World.
That's right.
So anytime I would go down there, I would see him. He makes it up here usually once a year or so. So we do, see each other as much as possible. But yeah, with kids, obviously, it's no secret. It's just a lot more difficult to travel with them.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we traveled as a family of 4.
Outside of a car.
Other than, just going here, going there, driving an hour or two. So that was a whole other undertaking.
Would you do it again? You got plans in the coffer?
Of course.
Did you guys get on the airplane, high five, and go, we did it?
Not so much that, but we did, as we were driving back from the airport, we were like, well, we pulled it off. I mean, it wasn't incident-free or anything.
Right.
But disaster-free, yes. Mild incident-free, no. But, yeah, when we were killing some time yesterday, so we spent the first couple of days in the closer to the Orlando area, kind of halfway in between Orlando and where my dad was. Mm-hmm. So we went to his house the first day, and the kids swam in the pool for a couple of hours, and then we went out and had dinner. And then next day we did this, went to a place called, I believe it's Mount Dora, Dora Lake, I believe. And they have like these pontoon boat tours and everything. So you go out for a couple hours and go through, and you see gators and all kinds of different birds and wildlife and everything. And the kids, well, Nicholas not so much because he's a little baby, but so dumb, real dumb. But Evelyn loved it.
Good.
She loved pointing out the animals and seeing everything. And then we got back to the hotel and did some stuff there. And then the final day that we were there, yesterday or the Friday, that was Disney Day. So we checked out of our hotel where we were.
Okay.
Drove to Disney Friday morning, parked at our new hotel, at our hotel for that night. We hopped on the shuttle, went right over to the Magic Kingdom. Our goal was to be there when they opened at 9. We were there by about 9:20, 9:30, and it was on. And it was a full-on Disney day, and we were there until, I think, 5 o'clock or so when Evelyn was hitting a wall pretty hard.
So this was just one of the parks?
One park. One day.
Anybody who's been to Disney or is a Disney fan, or if you don't know, they offer anywhere between 1 to 5 park hopper passes.
Oh, yeah.
To where you can monorail or however you want to get from Park A to Park B to C to D to E.
Just being there would be one thing if it was me and Annette and we were there as just the 2 adults.
Yep.
But being there with kids, I don't understand how it is even remotely possible for families to go to multiple parks in one day.
It seems like insanity.
We saw probably 20% of the Magic Kingdom.
Really?
I mean, it's enormous. It's so big. It's packed. The weather was perfect. So it was like, I mean, there were people everywhere. And I mean, with little kids, you're going at a snail's pace, even though they were both in strollers. Everything is slow. The lines are long. Mm-hmm. And it's just, you wait in a line that says, oh, from this point, it's a 15-minute wait. And it's really a 35-minute wait. So you're like, everything that you want to do is taking twice as long than it's supposed to. But yeah, I cannot imagine going there with young kids and being like, all right, well, we're going to start at Animal Kingdom today, and then maybe we'll go to Hollywood Studios, and then we'll finish out the day at the Magic Kingdom. What? It's just thinking about that drives me insane.
But there's professional Disney travelers.
Yeah.
Right?
I know multiple people who they have their little side hustle is they're Disney planners. So say you and Katie and Reed wanted to go to Disney World next year. You get in touch with them. You say, these are the dates we want to go. They're going to book your hotel, your airfare, get you all of your park passes, your meal plans, everything that you need to make that happen.
And it feels like, unless you read 15 blogs by either those people or people of the same ilk that say, here's the 10 hacks to Disney that you don't know about. Man, there's people waiting up until midnight on nights to get food reservations from 6 months from now when they open.
We had to do that. It wasn't 6 months ago, but a month and a half or 2 months ago, we booked the lunch that we did on Friday. Because
was that like one with characters and stuff?
It was a character lunch, so it was all the characters from Winnie the Pooh. But yeah, we booked that in early January, I think.
Okay. There's bracelets, there's passes, there's different passes, there's skip the line passes, there's get in line on time passes.
I couldn't have felt less prepared for this.
And I don't know if that would have changed.
I don't know.
Had you done 2 hours of prep, because again,
Maybe.
You're going to feel overwhelmed.
I think in hindsight, what we should have done was, because when you walk into the Magic Kingdom, you walk down like the main boulevard, whatever it's called, basically right to the castle.
Yeah.
And then from that point, it branches off. Like, you can go right, you can go left, you can go off to this side. Like it's like a tree with a bunch of different branches.
Yeah.
Off to the right is Tomorrowland, and then there's Frontierland. In hindsight, I wish that we would have looked at a map and said, oh, here's all the things that we should definitely try to hit.
You didn't even look at a map?
We did not. We did nothing. We should have said, all right, she's really into this, so let's try and hit that and hit that. Oh, there's a carousel. Kids love carousels. Go on there, there. And picked out 7 or 8 things that we knew she would have liked, hit them. But in the end, it didn't matter. She had a blast. Okay. She had so much fun no matter what we were doing. Like there's the parade that comes through every couple hours, and she saw Anna and Elsa and Olaf and Rapunzel.
The whole gang.
What's that?
The whole gang.
Whole gang. Everyone was there. And the only thing that disappointed her was the parade. It's the parade of all the characters, and they come through.
Yeah.
Every parade she's ever been to, they throw out candy.
Darn right they do.
And I said to her, I was like, did you like the parade? And she said, it was okay, but they didn't throw out any candy.
So
I was like, kid, for the amount that we paid to go into this park, they should have thrown out a bucket of candy at every kid.
So she would have preferred a lawn tractor.
Right.
For local lawn tractor repair.
Right.
Throwing Tootsie Rolls rather than
she's
Anna and Elsa.
She's a simple kid. She's a simple kid with simple pleasures. And I can't say that I disagree with her.
Are you already making your plans to do the return? Because again, you're now 4 parks shy of 4.8 parks shy of seeing everything there at Disney.
Yeah.
And she's at the age.
Yep.
It's a good time-ish, right? Like,
yeah, I think that the sweet spot is going to be maybe not this time next year, but this time 2 years from now, because then she'll be 5. Nikki will be 2.5.
Right.
I think at that point that'll be a good time to give it a try again.
Well, I'll say this: I showed our son Reed the photo of you and Annette and Evelyn and Nikki B, the Boulin Wall, out in front of the the castle there.
Yeah.
And I've never been there. You said that was Magic Kingdom?
That's Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like that. If you've never been there, that is the any Disney movie you're watching.
Yeah.
When the beginning rolls and they show the, they show the whatever flying through the sky, and then it's over the castle. That's the magic. That's the castle.
And they do fireworks over there every night. I think, right?
Yeah.
And you guys, as you mentioned, you didn't make it. That was you guys. Evelyn had kind of hit the wall.
She did. Yeah.
Afternoon.
We were hoping to get. At first, we were thinking, okay, well, we'll go to the park in the morning, and then maybe we'll go back to the hotel for a little while, depending on nap situation with Nikki.
Yeah.
And then we'll go back at night. Well, we got to like 3:00, and we're like, we're not going to go back now.
Right.
Because that's a half-hour process to get back out of the park, onto the shuttle, over to the hotel, 10-minute walk from where they drop you off to the hotel room.
Yeah.
If we do that, we're not going back out.
Down for the nap.
Because then we're going to be up against it. Then if they lay down and take a nap for an hour, it's 5:00, and they normally go to bed at 7:30. So
and start the process over of going back to the park.
Right.
No, I get
so
it.
we got to 3:00, and Annette and I were dead tired too. We were like, let's just hold out as long as we can. And I had said, let's just try and get to 6:00.
Right.
And we got to, it was like 4:45, 5:00, and Evelyn was like just dragging. And anytime we would stop walking, she would just sit down on the ground. So we were like, all right, she was asking, can you carry me? Can you carry me? So we figured at that point it was time to head out.
And again, you look the fool because there's families with like their Disney name tag branded strollers with their names zip tied on it.
Well, we did. We had a travel stroller that we took for Nikki, and then our plan was we were going to rent one for Evelyn. And we met my dad there, and he had gotten there a few minutes before us. He had already rented one for Evelyn, which was great. So we had, like the Mickey Mouse stroller that she was riding around in, but it worked out. Yeah, it worked out really well. That was, I think, the cheapest thing the entire time. A one-day stroller rental, $15. We were like, that's nothing.
Right.
That is nothing at all.
You're outside and you're thinking, boy, maybe it's all affordable.
Good one. Good one. You would crap your pants if you knew what the price was that we paid for the character lunch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I bet.
Where it's a buffet. So you still have a server that brings you drinks, but for the most part, that's all they do.
Okay.
They may walk by and say, hey, Winnie the Pooh's coming in a few minutes.
Okay. And
then they have the audacity to put an 18% gratuity on there.
On, again, an already
on a buffet.
Really, really high bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you had the privilege to wave to Winnie the Pooh.
Now, look, that was, for me, that was the highlight of the trip.
Okay.
Because Evelyn, who, as you know, is extremely shy.
Yeah.
Came out of her shell like I've never seen. And when those characters walked in, her face lit up and she was like, like doing she was so excited.
Very nice.
And ran up and hugged every one of them and then went back and hugged them again. And I have so many great pictures and videos of that. So to me, it's worth it. It's still a ripoff.
Right.
Everything about it is a ripoff. But if you're going there thinking that, this is going to be an affordable family vacation. No, nothing. You just have to swallow your pride and just know that you're getting ripped off for everything.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Absolutely. And it's so much better if you try not to grumble and be upset about it the whole time, because it is what it is.
Sure.
They've got the market.
Yeah.
The racket is theirs.
And that's why
you're a sucker.
That's why we saved the money. That's why we were prepared going into it. And what we did is everything that I have sold on Marketplace or anything like that over the last 6 months, that cash just went into an envelope. And Annette's been selling a lot of her maternity clothes and everything on Marketplace in the last couple of months. Same thing. All of that has just gone into the envelope. So I don't know about you, but I never carry cash. Never. I almost never have cash anymore. Yeah. So for this trip, this was the first time we had planned, hey, let's just take all of that cash. That'll just be our spending money, because we had already paid for the flights, obviously, and the rental car and the hotel. They were all paid for in advance. But that was we just had that cash stashed aside. Mm-hmm. So it didn't feel as bad.
Right.
Because
it didn't hit you as much as...
Right, because it's not constant. I don't know about you, but constantly pulling out the credit card and swiping it or inserting it or tapping it. Oh boy, this just feels bad. But now I look back at our bank statement from the last couple of days and I'm like, oh, hotel, rental car, flights.
Right.
No big deal. So that I would recommend if you have that little side hustle or whatever it is. And that's exactly what we plan on doing again. Just taking all that cash, stashing it away, hope that nobody breaks into our house and steals it.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
worth it to do. What would you do differently?
Let's see. Probably more time at Disney. Because we only did...
Maybe a second day?
Yeah, I think that what we would do is we'd probably plan, again, like same length of trip, 4-day trip, and maybe do 2 days at Disney, but not back to back. Because waking up yesterday...
So take a day break in between.
Waking up yesterday, the thought of doing all of that again for a second day in a row. And I know that there are some people listening to this or some people that do 7-day trips and they're at the park every single day. And I don't think I could do that. I mean,
I don't know if I love anything that much.
I don't. And I don't think that Evelyn would. She'd be, I think she'd be over it pretty quickly.
Right.
Now, granted, there are some parks, like Magic Kingdom is just chaos because there's so much. Now, if you're going to Animal Kingdom, I think that's a little bit different. It's basically a big zoo.
Yeah, right. And you take, like, I think, maybe not a monorail, but cars or something that you can go to different areas.
Yeah, like you can, I would think that you could probably go through that in a day and be like, all right, that wasn't crazy.
Yeah. And for kids, they're not going to care, for the most part, about, like, Epcot.
Right. Yeah, that's
There's
more...
a few things that now Evelyn, there's a Frozen ride.
Is there?
That they have incorporated a lot of kids stuff, and I believe they just opened a Ratatouille attraction there. But for the most part, it's different. For anybody not familiar with Epcot Center, it's different villages.
That's the experimental prototype City of Tomorrow. Or I'm sorry, experimental prototype Community of Tomorrow.
Oh, is that what it is?
That is.
It's got different hubs with different countries.
Looks like a big old golf ball.
Yes.
Big old spiky golf ball.
But then they've incorporated a lot of attractions and rides. So, like for you, Steve, they have the GM General Motors test track.
Okay.
Where you build a car.
Well, I'm a Ford man, but thank you. Found fastest on race day. That's what I say.
You build yourself a car.
Get that Chevy crap out of here. Right?
You're right. It's more like Chev No.
As opposed to Chevier.
You got it.
Boy, that's your sports tape right there, isn't it?
I'm posting that on the poll. Is it more like Chev No? So in terms of the rides, though, and I don't know what they have. Again, I've never been to the Magic Kingdom. Was Evelyn big enough to go on any of the rides? Did she want to? Did you guys go with her on any of them? Yeah, I think
there wasn't anything. Nothing that we went on had a height requirement.
Okay.
So it was...
What do they got? Like a bunch of teacups that go slowly around like a TV screen or something?
Yep, teacups around the TV screen. We had the Dumbo ride, obviously. The notorious Dumbo ride. We did a couple carousels and things like that. It's pretty low key. Now, granted, there are some bigger rides, but...
you didn't want to dance with that?
No, I didn't want my child to fly off of a ride. Plus, some of them had like 90-minute waits, and like I said, everything that we went on that had a wait time, it was double. Every one of them. And
they want you to buy a fast pass so you can get through like a separate line for those.
Yeah.
There are people who plan their days around ride times, knowing when their height.
You can reserve in the app, in the Disney app. You can reserve times
for extra. Pass.
I'm sure it costs money, but yeah, you can say I want to go on this at 2:00, and they'll tell you what time to be there, and you get notifications saying they know what they're doing. Right? They have this down to a science. So that app knows where you are in the park and says, hey, if you want to be at your reservation in time, start heading that. What the hell, Toby?
I think you hit that lamp. Really startled him.
You all right, buddy?
Is that something you could see yourself doing? Could you maybe not becoming mega Disney guy, right? I don't think that's you. You, like you said, your previous experience had been when you'd received free tickets when a marathon would be canceled because of rain.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So maybe not mega Disney guy, but next time you go, you kind of look at that and say, hey, I know we spent a lot, but if we spend more...
Yeah, hear me out.
Yeah. All that money that's now gone, what about next time adding 30% to that so we can get on more of these bitchin' rides?
Maybe.
I
mean, honestly, it's when you already realize that you're essentially taking money out of your pocket and lighting it on fire.
Yeah.
What's another $100, $200?
Right, to be able to reserve your spot at whatever the ride is, Hollywood Rip, the roller coaster with music.
Yeah.
Imagine
if that's what it's called. Just the Hollywood roller coaster with music.
I think I was about to confuse the one at Universal Studios that they have, which is similar as to Disney, where they have one that plays music like Aerosmith or something like that.
Yeah, it's all the same. You drop me in the middle of any of those places.
Yeah.
I don't know where I am.
Coming up on early 30s, Steve sitting there going through It's a Small World or something, realizing just counting the dollars he had burned.
Oh,
to get on that ride in a timely fashion.
If I think that I would actually get sick if I was to break down the amount of time from the minute we walked into the park to the minute we walked out, taking my total, dividing it by the total number of minutes we were there, and just realizing, oh, okay, well, that costs $4. Well, that costs $4. That costs $4.
Yeah. Did you get like the drink cup that you can refill throughout the day for free, that type of thing? No? Okay.
First of all, nothing is free.
Well, yeah.
Not even the refills. A lot of times, because of course, as we woke up yesterday and we went to the hotel that we were staying at. They have like this big cafeteria area, so that's where we got breakfast, and that's where Evelyn noticed the cup, the souvenir cup.
Oh, good.
And she really wanted a souvenir cup, but they're like,
well, she's used to getting coasters.
Yeah.
From vacations from Dada. So
sure.
She sees something like, wait, they actually have other items?
These cups are like, I think close to $30.
Oh, boy.
Which, if you're going to be there for a week, worth it. Because every time you go back in there, you can, I think that with that particular cup, you did get free refills.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're going to be there for a week, even 2 or 3 days, even a full day, if you're going to be there, it's worth it.
Right.
Because a drink is $7 or $8. So if you have a couple of drinks in a day, it's worth it.
Yeah.
But we were leaving for the airport in about 3 hours.
Man, you've got to kill 180 minutes of her forgetting about that cup.
Yeah. It was that, and there was this one playground that we walked past, and all she wanted to do was go on the playground. And we're like, we're at Disney World, and you want to go on, you want to go on a swing set.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
It's amazing what actually will bring the kids.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, I want to do that because it's comfortable, right?
Yeah.
I like swinging, because the one at home, again, scrapes my side when I am swinging on a 30-degree angle. So, overall out of 10, the Disney portion, I'm not talking about the trip, the part where you were at your dad's. Mm-hmm. The Disney portion, how would you rank it?
Out of 10?
For you guys as a whole.
I would say we give it a solid 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we did as good as we could for the amount of time that we had.
Right. Which a day, I think picking one park is the best way to do it.
Yeah. A day is. I can't imagine being there for 4 or 5 days, but I totally understand why if you want to see everything, you easily have to. You could spend 3 days in the Magic Kingdom.
Right.
Alone.
So much to do.
So much.
I was mentioning that photograph you'd posted of you and Evelyn and Annette and Nikki B in front of that castle. Which does that castle have a name?
Cinderella's castle.
Oh, of course. How could I not know that?
Big dumb idiot. Jesus. You ever see a movie?
I said to Reed, I said, "Hey, look, who you know who that is, right?" And he said, "No." And I said,
appreciate that, Reed.
And I said, "Well, look at the look at the girl." Oh, Miss Evelyn. I said, she got to go to Disney. And he said to us, so matter-of-factly, oh, Evelyn really likes Disney. She'll have fun.
Right.
So I'm glad to hear that I can now report back to my 4.5-year-old. Evelyn did, in fact,
enjoy Disney.
Have fun at Disney.
She had fun.
My mistake was showing him that because I want to go to Disney. Which we have been telling him anyway. When the time comes, we will.
It's never going to happen.
We will take you eventually. Yeah. So I just need to get that ruse going for another decade, so he doesn't ask me anymore.
Yeah,
because maybe it's age.
I'm telling. If I can give you the one piece of advice, it's just don't look at the prices of anything.
Yeah. No, we stopped that years ago. We decided that when we go on vacation, whether it's just the two of us, Katie and I, or as a family,
you just can't
book the vacation. Buy what you need to. Stop fretting about the money because that's only going to hamper your vacation while you're there. If you can't afford it, I fully understand it. Simply don't do it.
Sure.
Rather than stress about every dollar at the most overpriced park, I'm pretty comfortable saying, in the world.
Oh, easily.
That it's going to only hamper your enjoyment. It's going to hamper your kids' enjoyment. So, that we decided that a while ago that if we can't do it, we just won't do it. But if we're going to do it, don't fret about it.
You can't worry about it. It's just, that's what it is. Like you said, they got the market. They have the market cornered. And
you also hit an age, I think, too, with the kids where Universal Studios might be better for them, and that you can easily do. The Islands of Adventure in a day. Yeah. You can do whatever else they have in a day. You don't have to worry about we need to take 2 monorails to get to the safari zone or whatever it's called.
Right.
So I think you have 2 years now to sell more junk.
Yeah, come up with about $8,000 in disposable income.
Yep. And, all of your little tricks and twists that you now know. Hey, let's do this differently. Let's plan this a little differently. And hey, we already did the character lunch. Do we need to do it again? We can save some cash there.
I know that we could do stuff cheaper. I know that there are ways that you can get better deals on things, but it's
but
like,
do you want to be that guy?
Yeah, when it all comes down to it, what am I saving? $100 over the course of 3 days? Is that
and costing yourself time?
Yeah,
presumably, because anything that you want cheaper is going to take longer. That's the idea. You can save money at Disney by not getting reservations and the rides.
The one thing that I was surprised by that I guess I never really noticed is that you can bring stuff into the park. You can bring drinks in. You can bring foods in. Bring food in. You can come and go out of the park and back into the park as many times as you want. But again, if you're not at a convenient spot, if your hotel's not right, if you're not staying at the Contemporary Resort, which is right across the street, which you just hop on the monorail, you're there in 2 minutes. It's not convenient to do.
Right.
Those parking lots are like the biggest waste of space I've ever seen. You drive and there's just rows and rows and rows and rows and acres of cars. So if you get there late in the day and you don't catch one of those shuttles from the parking lot, you're walking for 20 minutes before you get to the front of the park.
What an insane idea. Like, hey, we burned 8% of our day walking to and from our car. Woof.
Yeah.
What else is on the Steve family calendar for vacations this year? Anything else in the hopper then after you've done what I would argue, maybe not the longest one duration-wise or whatever, but big in terms of, hey, you're
a lot
flying,
of planning.
You're Disney, you're this, you're there.
Yeah. We are packing up the family.
Oh, no.
Driving to...
You are headed to the coast.
We are not headed to the coast.
Okay.
We are headed to Pigeon Forge in Tennessee.
Okay.
We are meeting up with my brother and his family.
The whole fam.
My sister and her family.
Look at this.
And my mom.
We
rented a massive house.
A Steve family reunion.
Steve family. There's going to be 13 of us.
Wow. That is under a house. One roof.
Yeah. So we just went on Airbnb and looked for
the largest house in Tennessee.
No, you'd be shocked, man. Those things. You can find a house that sleeps 30, no problem.
Right.
People with a ton of money just build these massive structures in touristy areas, and then get idiots like us to pay way too much to stay there for a week.
So 13 people. You're doing the math on how many rooms you need. You're thinking, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the adults. Can we jam the kids into 2 or 3? How do we make this
The nice
work?
thing is a lot of them have like
beds.
A bunk room where they could have 6 or 8. They could sleep 6 or 8 kids.
So now your kids are ranch hands.
Yeah,
just pawn. Okay, hey, Get to the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
Time for bed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have to basically lift them up and slide them into their bed, because if they sit up while they're sleeping, they're going to hit their head on the top of the bunk above them.
Daddy's got a Crown and Sprite to get to.
Yeah.
Time to rack up, soldier.
Yeah, so we're doing that in late June, early July. We're going to be driving there.
What are there any plans for when you're there, or is it more just
it's all touristy stuff.
Okay.
Because it's a couple miles from Dollywood, the amusement park, so I'm sure that we'll go there. Yeah, I'm not really that familiar with the area, but all I know is that it's a massive tourist trap.
Right.
And we will be there. And
just hanging out in the mountains.
Yeah, it's a lot of cousin time for the kids, which I'm looking forward to all of that. Seeing them just get to do their thing for a week, and
wow.
Yeah,
that's a big one. Now that's a big one. Yeah. Probably 8 to 10 hours in the car if you're going straight. You have kids, it's not going to happen.
I think we looked at it. It's like 9.5, 10 hours. The tentative plan is I get out of work on Friday. We're going to leave early afternoon, drive 6 hours if we can. I would like to make it so that Saturday morning we wake up and we only have to drive
a few hours,
2 or 3 hours,
right.
Get breakfast and then
hit
the
road.
road.
Get to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Realistically for you.
Stay
find
somewhere
to stop.
Yep.
Oh, you have much more patience than I do for that.
To be determined,
because I feel like for me, I would see that family of 4, 8 to 10 hours. Okay, where's the nearest airport?
There, yeah,
because it's a headache, right?
We looked it up, but it's not a convenient option.
It would be Nashville, probably, right?
Probably
for affordability.
Yeah, and then you got a couple-hour drive. But then, I mean, we're going there for a week. That's a lot of stuff to pack. Pain in the ass with strollers and
right.
What do you call it? Suitcases and everything, car seats.
So you're gonna load up the car with, tubs of snacks, coolers of drinks.
I think that I am going to. I believe you referred to this as full-on dad mode a couple weeks ago when I brought it up. But we are going to get a roof rack or one of those luggage carriers for the top of the car. Suitcases are going to go up in there. Strollers are going to go up in there.
Hear me out, though.
What do you got?
I got an alternative for you.
Okay.
And if your family's okay with it,
just build one out of plywood.
If you just throw 4 of those green or black pine trees in the rear view, and you get a cap for the Comanche, half the family rides in the back.
Rides in the bed, yeah.
Right?
That's not a bad idea.
If they need anything, you do your little slide windows and you just whip candy through. Or, if you need a diaper change or whatever, Annette crawls through.
Well, no, she's going to be riding back there. Evelyn's going to be riding shotgun with me.
Evelyn, shift it.
No, that'll be nice in that truck in the middle of late June, early July, driving to Tennessee, no air conditioning.
No AC, just let that natural Tennessee air blow the gas fumes out.
Just sandblast my face as I drive through.
You had a cat for that, didn't you? And you sold it?
It came with one, and it was it was pretty ugly. So that was gone, I think, the day after I bought the truck. So yeah,
I'm posting that on the poll. Should Steve's family trip to Tennessee be in the Comanche? And I think you're going to have to abide by the rules of the poll. Mm-hmm. Whatever it decides.
Yeah, of course.
That is what it is. So are you guys going to Dollywood, or are you now a theme park family?
We will be going to Dollywood. My mom said that she would love to take the grandkids there, so we said, sounds good.
That is so unfair to your poor mother to handle.
I don't think she realizes how much that's going to cost her.
And let alone cost wrangling that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I can't imagine Nikki's going to go, but
I don't think you'd enjoy it.
5 grandkids.
Yeah. Differing ages from,
Daniel will be 13.
Okay.
And
Joey's
then
Joey will be what, 9, 10?
Yeah, and then Evelyn's going to be, she'll be 3.5, almost 4.
Oof. That's a wide range with different personalities and different, I can do this, I can't do that, I want to do this, I don't want to do this.
Yep.
That is, oh boy.
Yeah.
TBD on that.
Look, she already volunteered, and I was like, "You are not getting to take that one back." That's in writing now. So
I'm happy you made it back.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm
You guys
impressed.
got any big trips planned? Loading up the family truckster, heading anywhere this summer? Seeing this great country of ours?
Would you look at that, Steve? We got to get to those opening round matchups for Pole Badness 2023.
Poor Reed. One day he'll be exposed to, well, anything.
Listen,
other
there's
people.
Nothing more than that kid loves than a car ride to the grocery store. So I'm just here to offer my services.
Hey, Reed. We're all out of lima beans.
What's that? More milk? Feel like it was just last week. Off we go.
How much milk does one family drink?
You want yogurt this time? You got it, bud. Costco? No thanks.
Are you not a Costco family?
We are. I just don't like it.
Yeah, Annette gets pretty overwhelmed whenever she walks in there.
Yeah, it's just too busy. I appreciate what they have to offer. For me, I just don't like being there. I'm overwhelmed. I feel like it's going to take an eternity to get anywhere, get anything.
That's it's not the kind of place that you go and browse.
Right.
You're in the military. You have a mission.
Yeah.
It's get in, get out.
You know what you need.
I know that when I go in there, I know that I need chicken. Mm-hmm. Usually my route is straight to the back, hang a left, grab the chicken, keep going, make a right, go all the way to the back. That's where you got toilet paper and napkins.
Yeah.
Keep going left, loop all the way around that side, come back down towards the front. You're going to stop at the freezer and pick up the Kirkland pizzas.
Okay.
Keep going all the way to the front. Sometimes I hang a left, grab some dried cherries, but then all the way to the front. That's where the diapers are and the wipes.
I'm
usually
sucker for
in
that.
and out of there in 10 minutes.
I am a sucker for that middle section with the gigantic bags of beef jerky and different types of
Which
candy.
is still not a good price.
Boy, it's expensive, right?
It's really expensive.
But I love a good beef jerky.
But it's just, every time I buy it, I'm like, man, that was great. I just had a $19 snack.
Yeah, and it's gone.
Because I can't stop eating it.
Right. Yeah, that's the problem. Same thing as, the bulk size M&Ms. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was delicious. $5, 8 million calories of peanut butter filled chocolate.
Yeah. And a massive stomachache.
Thanks. Boy, at least I saved that money.
So your big summer plans, again, are the grocery store, maybe Costco.
Yeah, a couple times.
Wow. Boy, the pictures that kid's going to have in an album one day.
Yeah, he's going to remember things forever about all of the fun times we had as a family before he went to school in the fall. No, we are going camping with him in June again.
Oh, okay. And knowing you, that's something that you couldn't hate more.
Well, we'll be in a cabin, so
Okay.
with a bathroom.
Okay.
Which for me is...
So it's a family, like
Robert's family.
Robert's family,
yeah,
too?
Yeah, and my folks might visit now that my dad is retired. Mm-hmm. So
congratulations, by the way. Can't be said enough. Big congrats to your dad.
It's an exciting time for him to figure out what to do.
Calling it quits on the old career. How many years did he work at the job?
45 years at the last job he had.
Working for the man.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big soda. Big soda really raked him over the coals.
Big high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, I forget. We do have a couple other things planned, but I off the top of my head right now, I'm struggling to remember what they are. So
go to a ball game or two?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I still would like to take him to... see a big city, but to the point where we can do it like one overnight. Maybe over to Chicago, so we can go visit and see the buildings.
Just get him a
everything.
flyover or something. Like go to one of the local airports and say, how much to just zip around the Sears Tower?
Right. Yeah, he flew to Virginia last year. He spent about a week there or 5 days there. So we may try something like that again this year. But yeah, we'll see. Katie's finishing her schoolwork. Mm-hmm. We are hyper focused on just getting through with that, Steve.
And then the trip to Disney.
Someday.
The big trip.
Relatively soon. Not relatively soon, but in the
this
where
calendar
I can see.
year. You heard it first.
Let's not do this.
You want me to be your personal Disney planner?
It doesn't sound like I would follow the path you guys went to, which is, wait, they have maps?
Huh?
I have a little bit too much anxiety
Oh, dude.
to where I would not be able to walk into a park fully blind.
Look, man, and we did it the way that it's set up right now. You have to reserve your spot to a park in advance.
Yeah.
And I believe that is left over from COVID.
Okay.
Because they would cap the attendance at the parks at a certain amount.
Gotcha. And typically there's not going to be walk up much, you would think, traffic anyway, but I get why they did it.
But I believe that those restrictions are coming to an end sometime soon.
Okay.
So in the future, it's just going to be every man for themselves. It's going to be Hunger Games style when you get there.
Great.
So you may not make it.
Yeah. You know what? Oh, no. Shucks.
No, like you'll be dead.
Oh, dead. Oh.
Yeah.
So my two choices are to plan it now or
Die.
die. Well, I'll post it on the poll. Do you either plan it now or die? That's obviously the only two options. I'm
Now,
glad
the options have to be yes or no.
Of course. I'm glad it went well, Steve. I'm glad you guys had a fun visit, and I'm sure Evelyn will be talking about it. That's something, hey, whether it be at her preschool or whatever, telling everybody, I got to eat with, big-headed Olaf.
Winnie the Pooh.
Right. Oh, it's exciting. And then in 5 years, she will not remember it.
No chance.
And you will remember the dent in your bank account.
Or she will remember the one thing that she didn't like about it, which is how they didn't throw out candy
at the parade.
At the GD parade.
Yeah, that's going to be the lasting memory, is your failure as a father because Minnie didn't chuck a Tootsie Roll at your child.
Disney sucked, Dad.
Telling everybody who will listen to her, the sound of her voice, to don't waste your time going to Disney because they don't even throw you candy.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Well, before we get out of here, Steve, we got to get to these first round matchups. 2023 Poll Badness is upon us. Oh, that's right. We sped it up.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Is this so we didn't get,
I think I have the original.
Struck down on Facebook or YouTube?
Let me see if I can do the original for you. There we go.
I do think we did speed it up so we didn't get struck down on YouTube and Facebook.
Well, then we'll go back to...
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Here we go.
If you want to be the best, you got to be a fighter. If you want to be the best, you got to show desire.
All right. So we gathered in the decision den.
Yep. Out in the planning pagoda. The best, the top, the unquestioned 32 best polls from our last 12 months here on the Steve and Kyle podcast. That bracket, again, available for your use. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Steve and Kyle. Please fill them out. I'd love to see the predictions of how you think this is going to go.
Yeah, if you fill them out, be sure to post a picture of it, tag us.
Yeah. I saw Trevor did it the dumbest way humanly possible.
What did he do?
Just write who he thinks is going to win different brackets on a comment thread on Twitter. Real dumb, Trevor. Print it, fill it out.
Is there anything he does correctly?
Well, not send money or fill out brackets. We're going to start in the patently absurd division, Steve, with the number 1 seed this year taking on the number 8 seed. The number 1 seed, does 4-H stand for horsery, houses, horticulture, and ham. Taking on the number 8 seed is Chainsaw Steve, the ultimate nemesis of Earthman. We've got a real Earth Day thing going on this podcast in the last few years where you've burned trees or...
That's how I celebrate Earth Day.
Like burned a can of gasoline and then cut down trees.
Burned tires in my yard.
Winner of that will be taking on the winner of the 4 vs. 5 matchup is Ron 3 and Doug Stooges, a better comedy troupe than the Three Stooges.
Oh.
They'll be taking on the number 5 seed. Do you want to wake up on a Saturday morning blowing rust-colored boogers?
Okay, that had to have been
something with you and
me and the Comanche.
Jeep Mania. Yeah. Moving down to the bottom half of the patently absurd division. Is there a barbershop quartet in Costa Rica of Steve Jobs, Stan Lee, Kenny Rogers, and James Brown? The number 3 seed, taking on the number 6 seed, is Steve's murder Jeep tinted with the blood of the innocent. A long-running theme here. Steve, one of your Jeeps, not even the one you have currently, was bought from a family of 3 who was murdered in this car.
Sure, yeah.
And the final matchup in that division, the number 2 seed, does the whoopee cushion lead off fart hour, or does it belong in dick hour so nobody sees it coming?
If that one doesn't win.
Taking on a number 7 seed, which I already won in the comments on Twitter saying this is a real underdog to keep your eye on, Steve. Okay. The number 7 seed. Did Kiss the Cook get me too'd?
So you're talking like the old school aprons?
Yeah.
That when you were cooking, it said Kiss the Cook.
Kiss the Cook, yes.
Okay.
That is it for the Patently Absurd division. Moving down to the What the division. Our number 1 seed is the only way to fix your Billy Rubens by correcting your Jimmy Patty melts. A fantastic storyline this past year of Steve having some medical issue that we feared he may be passing on to his poor child.
Oh, it has been passed on
to
at least one of them.
The bad Billies. Someone's got them. That'll be taken on the number 8 seed is the handlebar jig worth 2 points.
I can only assume that was when we were talking about the movie Rad.
Has to have been Rad related. Yeah. That'll be taking on the winner of the 4-5 matchup. Does Big Tootsie run the parade gamut? I see I've got a spelling error there.
That's all right. Extra letter in there.
Taking on the number 5 seed. If your name is Jack and you run an Acme, are you dead? I mean, that is,
R.I.P. Jack.
For all intents and purposes, our most blunt and forward poll of the year. Right? That's a straight line. Are you Jack? Did you run an Acme? You're dead. Right? The bottom half of that division, the number 3 seed, are Yuck and Chuck in the morning always busy on Friday nights?
Who are Yuck and Chuck?
Taking on the number 6 seed, is Kyle just a bag of used parts? And that'll be taken on the winner of the 2 vs. 7 matchup. Do you have to knock on the casket to ask permission to use the family name? The number 7 seed in that matchup, can you show your favorite radio show host the lump on your butt?
Boy, don't remember any of this.
Moving to the top right, Steve, in the asinine division, the number 1 seed, and this is a big one.
This is a good one.
Do only Poles buy Zunes?
Like Polish people?
Polish people, yes. Okay. Taking on the number 8 seed, not to be discounted. If Steve sells one of his Jeeps, can he be labeled a Jeepsman in absentia?
Jeepsman. That'll be taken on the winner of the 4-5 matchup here. Should Steve make the union workers refer to him as Big Bacon Steve or Papa Benjamins? The number 5 seed in that matchup, does the city still quake from Steve singling and mingling? Moving down to the bottom half of the asinine division, would John Lennon still be alive if there were CDs? It's the number 3 seed. Wait, what?
Well, a lot of people are saying it.
If there are CDs.
Not when he was alive.
Oh, okay.
Would he still be alive if there were CDs?
Oh, when he was alive.
When he was alive. Obviously, okay. John, what's his name? Who's the guy who killed him?
John Wilkes Booth.
That's right. Right through the eyeglass. Taking on the 6 seed. Can a Philly catch your eye in the 2010s? Related to the 5 seed in that same bracket. Steve singling and mingling, I believe, if memory serves right. Yep. The number 2 seed in this division, and again, this one is loaded. The number 2 seed is Captain Hatchet, the crazed fire captain with a hook for a hand, an umbrella for a foot, a good horror icon. That is
scared the hell out of my nephew.
Of course, referring to Uncle Steve telling bedtime stories.
Yeah, to Andrew and Quinn
about Captain Hatchet.
Yeah,
and that'll be taken on the number 7 seed. Does oat milk in your coffee belong in a terrorist detention center?
Oh boy,
a lot. That one is loaded with heavy hitters. John Lennon and the CDs is one to keep your eye on. If you ask me,
that was the asinine division.
Yes. Okay. Moving down to the last division. Are they serious? The number 1 seed here, one that I think could just simply steamroll its way into the Final Four.
Like it may as well just have a golden ticket.
Right. Does Dick Head, the owner of Dick Head Appliances, flick his cigarette at a baby? That's the number 1 seed in the Are They Serious division. Taking on the number 8. Once you go ooga, do you ever go back?
The horn, I'm assuming.
Somewhere right? You have an ooga horn.
It's on my workbench in the garage. I am going to install that in the Comanche.
From our friend Mark Calhoun, I believe, sent that. The number 4 vs. 5 matchup, it'll be taken on the winner of the 1 vs. 8. Is the key to any Sly Stallone a battle in the mouth? Trying to do a Sly Stallone impression. It always, the key, that's right. Has to feel like your mouth is fighting itself. Taking on the number 5 seed, do you always pick A, B, and blue off the brothel menu? And we're moving down to the bottom half of the Are They Serious division. The number 3 seed is standard Tex-Mex time, 6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Obviously referring to Steve's corporate Christmas party with the open tab. It was 2 hours at the local Tex-Mex joint and a bunch of radio account executives screaming in the ears of babies trying to have a nice dinner. Taking on the number 6 seed, does the Lord take a break every July? Really making sure we keep ourselves in the religion category here. And the final matchup in the opening round,
is.
the Throaty 2 of the 2023 Pole Badness Tournament. The number 2 seed is third base in the comedy club, The New Normal. I believe this is one of the many times we've talked about if we were single and how do we assimilate it back into that world. Taking on the number 7 seed, should Evelyn seek emancipation after getting a coaster as a gift from Steve?
I still think it's a very good gift. Very, very practical.
That is your opening round of the Throaty 2 of Pole Badness 2023. Those votes, those polls will be on all social medias. You're welcome to vote on all 3.
Please do.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah.
We'll tabulate these as we go along. The 5-week Pole Badness tournament begins. Get those votes in early and often. Not too often. If you vote more than once, you're banned.
No. I say stuff the ballot box.
Well, you can't vote more than once on one platform.
You can do whatever you want. You heard it here first.
I will be counting these, and if you vote more than once on each matchup, on each platform.
So, what you need to do, create multiple accounts. Kyle's not checking IP addresses.
Right.
And if he does, use a VPN. Look, sign up for a VPN. Pay the $35 a month.
It's honestly all fine, as long as you follow us. Just juice those follower accounts.
Fighter's Desire back for another year. And I couldn't be happier.
I truly do love this, though. I don't like the prep work that goes into it, but seeing the bracket, seeing the tournament, watching the votes come in, being able to reminisce and remind ourselves about what were we talking about when catching a filly in the 2010s.
No idea.
Always love doing this, so
Absolutely
please
no idea.
Vote early, vote often, all platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Steve and Kyle.
Hey, also, if you haven't done so yet, please RSVP for the night before the side gig karaoke extravaganza, I think it's
Steve
called.
and Kyle podcast, Good Friday Karaoke Extravaganza,
Yeah.
Steve. We're
So
going to be
just-
at Fulton Street Pub and Grill,
Yeah.
Friday night, April 7th, 8 p.m.
Yeah, it's a little bit... originally, we had said we'd get there around 7, but they don't have karaoke starting until 9, right?
Yes.
So we figured we'd bump it back a little bit, start there at 8 o'clock, get a couple... So by 9
We're going
o'clock...
full Cosby when we do that, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah. So by 9 o'clock, we'll be nice and liquored up
Yep.
to offend the masses, no
Yeah.
doubt.
Because I am still very nervous.
Really?
I am intensely nervous about this.
Okay.
Not the meeting people and hanging out with our listeners. We've done that a handful of times.
It's
always
the
always
up
very
on
cool.
stage thing
Yes.
that you're not a fan of.
And not
Well,
even
you know
up on
some-
stage, because I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Although I've told you, despise being the center of attention.
Sure.
Hate
Yeah.
it. It's the singing.
Well, this is just maybe a one step up riser, so it's not full on like you're not taking the stage like you're at a rock concert or anything.
Right.
I think you'll be just fine. Maybe what we'll do is I'll start the song and I'll pull you up on stage
Okay.
and
Make it a duo.
yeah, special guest Kyle.
All right. And then like 6 people remember who are there.
Right.
That's- including you and I.
I was gonna say 6 is aggressive.
That event is on our Facebook page. We tweeted about it. The link is on Instagram as well, so you can go RSVP there. But we'd love to see everybody there that Friday. Good Friday.
That'll be a lot of fun. So, yeah, definitely RSVP for that. At Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Apologies to Robert. Oh, boy.
Oh, we blew past his.
Sorry. 9 minutes. Woof.
Well, he'll have to check out the bracket itself because he missed most of those matchups. That's also posted on all of our social media.
All right. That it?
That's
Anything
it.
else?
Our thanks to Billy Stacks. Our thanks to Matthew Craig. Our thanks to Mitch Mankiewicz for sending the stuff for money and stickers.
And we're taking a picture of the sticker wall
right.
now to post.
It's getting posted.
All right. Talk to you next week. See ya.